welcome to my channel. Yes, you. My name is Judith Abel, and on this channel I'm going to be teaching you numerous ways on how to make money online. But first, before I do that, I want to equip you guys with a skill to facilitate how you make money online. This is the first tutorial video of CorelDraw. In this video, we would learn different CorelDraw tools and their functions. Subsequently, we're going to be using these tools, which I'm going to teach in this video, to make CorelDraw designs, maybe flyers, banners, simple business cards, things that you can use to make money online from different money making websites. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to move straight into the video of today. I'm using the CorelDraw 2019, as you can see here. So once you launch it, once you open it up, you're going to see a page like this. This first bar, like from here like this, is called a property bar. This is where all the properties of any object you have in this area shows on. Meanwhile, here are the list of tools that we're going to be looking at today that's going to help us subsequently in making our CorelDraw designs and what have we. So first of all, I'm going to pick the first one. The first tool here is called the pick tool. Now this tool is used for changing, like I said, is used to select positions or transform objects. It's also used to change positions of objects. So let's say, for example, I have an object. I'm just going to put in an object here. I have this object, and for whatever reason we need to move this object around. I'm just going to pick this tool here and move it to any position that I want. If this object needs resizing, I'm still going to be able to resize it with the help of the shape tool, this shape tool right here. So that is the function. And below it we have the pick tool right here, and below it we have the shape tool. This tool is used to change shape and positions of points. So let's say we have this object again, and we need to reshape this object to maybe something we need, maybe a circle or something. We can just use this shape tool, and you see what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm changing the shape. This was a rectangle before, but you see what it looks like now, and I can change it to whatever form that I want. And you can see, the more I move in with this, the more I play around with this tool. You can look at the property bar, look at this place. You can see a lot of changes occurring there as a result of what I'm doing, and I can go further to manipulate this as much as I want, depending on what we need, the kind of design we're looking for. We can only do this through the aid of this tool here, which is called the shape tool. Underneath it, there are other tools also that perform almost the same functions. You can see them here, but majorly we'll be making use of this shape tool, so that's what I'm just going to explain to us today. Below is the crop tool. We all have these tools in our phone. You know, the function is used to cut out parts of an object we do not want, just the same way we use it on our phone. And below is the zoom key, the zoom tool rather. This tool is used to zoom in and zoom out, but we're not going to be using this tool often because we have the zoom on our mouse. We can easily, it's more convenient to use the zoom on our mouse than to come to the toolbar to select zoom in and zoom out. So we're not really going to be using that a lot. And down here is the line tool. It's called this one is called the freehand tool. Basically, it's used to draw lines, straight lines or whatever kind of lines you want. You can also use it to draw, you know, some funny looking things, but basically what we use it for is to draw lines, and I'm going to show you how. So I'm just going to pick it now. To draw a line, you just left click, and then you move your mouse, and then you left click again. You've drawn a line, but you can see that this line is not straight at all. This line is not straight at all. So to get a straight line, what you do is you pick that line tool, you left click, you hold down the control key on your laptop or computer, and then you move, and before you drop it, you left click. Before you you left click, then you release it. You see, I've gotten a straight line compared to the one I drew before. So that's that for that. And below this is the artistic tool. Well, this tool is used to make artistic effects, you know, used to draw artistic things depending on what. Let's say this is what I want to draw. If this is what I want, you can see what I'm able to do. I can reshape this, I can change the size of this thing to whatever it is that I want, and you know, manipulate it or do stuff to it, you know, just basically play around with it, change colors and all that depending on the design I'm trying to make. That's why it's called artistic tool. And below this is this right here is called the rectangle tool. This is one of the most important tool in CorelDraw. You need this tool to complete virtually everything you do on CorelDraw. When you press shift, it gives you a rectangle from your cursor position, and when you hold down control, it gives you a square. So I know most of you are wondering why I said it's very important. I will show you maybe in subsequent videos why I say it's important and you cannot do anything without it in CorelDraw. So let's quickly hold down the shift and see what it gives us. You see, it's giving us a rectangle. You can see it has given us a rectangle. But if, for example, what we are looking for is a square, we need them to be equal sides. What do? We hold down the control button this time instead of the shift, and then you just drag and it gives you a square. So that is that for that. Where are we? This is the ellipse tool. It is used to make circles. It's just something like the rectangle, but this time around it's ellipse tool. So basically you pick this tool when you want to have circles. To get a perfect circle, you need to hold down the control key and then you leave your control key. This is a perfect circle with all sides equal. And if you need to make an oval shaped object, you just hold down the shift key while you draw. You see the kind of object it's giving me right there. It's not circle, so I'm just gonna drop it so I can move this down. You see the difference now. And right below it is the polygon tool. This tool, we use it to make numerous shapes like stars, spirals, you know, other common shapes, impact tool, graphs. I'm just going to show you what a polygon. This is one of the two we have there. This is an example of a polygon, a six-sided polygon actually. 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's called a hexagon for those of you that did that in secondary school. So and also below it we have other tools, like I said, the star. If, for example, whatever you're designing needs a star, there you have it. If what you're designing you need spirals, you can find it right here. You see what we have, and so on and so forth. That's basically the function of that tool. And below here is also another very important tool, which is called the text tool. This is the tool we use to write a CorelDraw. Without this tool you can't put in any alphabet or numbers here. So I'm just going to pick it and illustrate something. When you pick it, you tap and then you type. Let's say we want to type my name, so Judith Abel. Oh, that's not my name. EBOH is my name. Abel. Let's say YouTube. So I'm just going to try and make that very big, very bold, so we can see it. And then I'm going to change the font size, the font type, I beg your pardon. So I'm just going to change it to, let's use this, and then let's color it red. So you see what we have here. Pretty self-explanatory. And below here we have the parallel dimension tool. Basically this tool is used to measure points, the distance of one point from another. So I'm just going to pick it and move straight. Let me show you. I'm just going to measure the distance of this circumference of this circle to the edge. You can see it's giving us the measurement. So I'm going to drop it, and you see let me show you what it has given us. You see, it has given us the measurement of that point. You can see 2.93 inches. So that is basically the function of that tool. And this tool right here is used to connect two objects. For example, let's pick this object and let's pick another object, and for whatever reason we need to join them together, you know. So what we're just going to do is you tap here and then you move and then you connect it like this. I've been able to join these two objects with the aid of this right here, with this tool. And below it we have the shadow tool. Just like the name implies, this tool is used to add shadow to objects that we have on our CorelDraw. So let's say we want to add shadow to this object, this my name we typed here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick this object, which is the shadow tool, then maybe come to the middle here and then click and drag down. And you can drag as far as you want, but it only makes sense to, you know, make it closer, bring it closer. And you can see what I have here. I've successfully added the shadow to it, and furthermore I can manipulate this shadow by coming to this property bar like I told you and playing around with it to my taste. Let's say I make that 50. You can see how blurry it has become. If I make this 90, you have seen the distance, but I don't want it to be so dark, so I'm just going to leave it at, let's say, 20. So it's perfectly fine by me like this for the sake of the illustration that I'm making. And right below it we have the transparency tool. Mostly I use this tool when I want to make basically it's used to make things transparent anyway, but I mostly use it when I want to make watermarks. For example, if you're printing a certificate, if you're designing a certificate, or maybe a receipt, an invoice, and you want to make a watermark, this is what you use to, you know, design it so it comes out looking great. I'm just going to show you. Let's say we want to make a watermark using these spirals. I'm just going to put another one here. Let's say we want to make a watermark. Let's say we want to make a watermark, and let's say for my business. So, and then I put my name here. So you can see this is not really clear. My name is not really showing so much because the spiral behind is also reflecting. So we can just, you know, pick this transparency tool, come right here and then make it, you know, transparent. You can see what I'm doing, right? It has become transparent. Pick this one, make it transparent to your taste. Pick this one, you make it transparent to your taste, and you see finally my name is beginning to come out and it looks good to me. Let's see, it looks good to me. So that is basically the function of that tool. And for example, let's say, and then let me explain. This is the color bar. I didn't know if I said it earlier, but this is the color bar where we pick and select colors to add to our object and, you know, beautify it and make it all fine and all that. So this is where we pick colors. You can see I've changed the outline to red. I've changed the object to red, and then the outline is yellow. You can see yellow. So let's say, let me explain this tool. This tool is called the color, I call it the color picker, but here it's called the color eyedropper. It's basically used to select colors that we don't have here, or if you're too lazy and you don't want to come here to pick colors to add to your object, or you don't have the exact color that you want right here, you can easily just use this color picker. Go to a random point where you want to pick color from. Let's say I want to pick this blue, and maybe I don't have it in my color bar, and let's fill this object. Let's fill this small object right here. You left click and it's fill, you know, That's just the function of that tool. And you see, with the aid of while explaining this tool, I was able to explain this other tool. This tool is the fill tool. This is the tool that actually does the filling. You can see it here. Look at it, looking like a bucket point stuff. Yeah, that is the tool that is used to, fill in the color you have picked using this tool. It automatically turns on once you make use of this tool here. So pretty much that is what we have. Those are the basic tools we're going to be using to do a lot in CorelDraw. Trust me, CorelDraw is wow. Well, subsequently we're going to see when we move into other videos. So I don't know if this video was helpful for you, which I know it is. So leave me a like, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. If there are anything you notice here and there in the video, do let me know so I can take corrections. And please subscribe, share this video to your friends who you think it would be of help, and always come back. I hope to see you next time. Thank you.